Hello and welcome, and this is a part two. As I was going to show just a bunch of coins I've never seen before. In my last video, I didn't do it, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I gotta look at Cardano, and then where am I gonna find it? Oh yeah, I was gonna do those coins, and that's in a list. I know that's where I quickly do it because yeah, I could have just typed in ADA, looked at it, and then on here. Well, these aren't BNB coins, but just going to take a look at some of these. But let's take a look at ARC first. We'll take a look, definitely Cardano after that, then whatever else is on that list. Interesting setup as this goes. Weekly term, had these highs here in July of last year, and then at the end of last year when it completed, these lows near 1,000. Comes up to 6x move, retested previous high. And really overall, very, very long sideways consolidation for the what you can see here. But from this point in here, 1, 2, 3 weeks of doing the sideways stuff above the 18 average of highs. And then I like how the previous week was breaking out in the continuation further, well above this high, and making a matching and really pierce extra to previous high. Amongst the daily chart, it had a nice little excitation for a small move, or just an attempt to state it was going to do so March 21st, 22nd, but really had its good leg higher on the 28th to the 30th. 3 days now, a couple days or whatever, going down. So a little bit of a correctionary move in here, and it's been a little bit of frustrating for these things because oftentimes when these things get going, it's just, oh, you see it going up here and you're trying to want to sell, and you literally make a deposit somewhere, you see it in here and you're like, oh, do you want to sell here? And then this is the only shot you had for that lower high move. Short term is broken down, obviously not holding below this level of support. So therefore, you've had this little. I mean, who knows what short line analysis is going to do like, but be like. But it's just empty space in here. Maybe a match of this previous low. Anyway, on to some other coins, and Cardano is one I want to look at. Something I really want to get into soon, and it was in a little bit of a decline. Looked like it'd go down a little bit further, so I wanted to wait to buy it. And I guess I'm glad I did because it's still down a bit. Okay, 2,000 Satoshi right now. We'll look at this on the 15-minute term. And on the failed breakout here occurring on March 26th. And now we're seeing the downward moves from it. Really starting to show weakness amongst the 18 average of lows right now for the second time since this 4 stamp hour period, March 29. On the daily, had a fantastic move from the start of the year. And how much of an X move is it? It's like 600 change to like 3,000, so 5X or so. It could definitely be better, which is okay. If it's going to be better, do I want to get in on it kind of deal? If you're looking for this on a bullish level, we got a long ways to go now because in a situation, you have this high, come back down this low, meaning up, okay, that's fine. There's your little retest from the previous one, which was before lower high of the last one. And now it's just had several days just not showing any buyer momentum whatsoever. Still within this correctionary phase, albeit. But if you start to see weakness below here, you could. I would think that there's a decent chance that we could maybe even have a little bit more further correctionary moves. But at any given time, I mean, the charts aren't going to say when some big buyers are going to just step in, and if it does, the price action will go up, go above the 18 highs, and all the setups, of course, would start to look pretty good. So let's just see, is there anything pumping up and down? Or so you see something down. First, I look at how many satoshis is it. Is it like 1 or 2 satoshi market? And if it is, which it isn't, whatever on those ones. But if it's down 27%, this coin probably had a big move beforehand. It's giving it back. I've never heard of Ogo before. I don't know what it is. Yeah, of course, it had a big move and it gave it back. Oh, wow, what a move it was. I guess, well, I mean, I've seen better. I mean, that's a 3x and doing so in a couple of days. Breaks out here. and when they have their moves, they get, just like I said, this is big money coming in. For I mean, I don't know how big this market is. It could be just a lot of these are just tiny as it is. And that's a lot of times where I just don't get involved. I mean, I don't get excited with them. I'm like, oh, this looks good. Then I go to the market. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is difficult to get in or out because of how thin the order book's in. I want to buy this amount, which really isn't that much when I think about it. And heck, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 bucks could be very dangerous to play in these markets. It's another way of putting it. And then just like a lot of these, they've had a lot of a lot of these big down moves. Okay, there hasn't been too many of them lately. I guess the one we're going through one live right now. Got this. We got this. And a little bit here. A little bit here. This little move. Oh, this was a beautiful one here. This here. Even just some of this little move. Even this V shape. When you have those types of moves, buy low, sell high, it becomes really fun. But when this is going on, it ain't so fun. And even this ain't the greatest, but the fact if you put some sell orders in here in spots like this, these are the beautiful candles to have if you get the sell. Only two ways of getting those sales. Way number one is have your buy orders in ready to go. And you could be placing it could have been like December 29th last year, or even better yet, December 30th we'll say. You have a buy order fill at 22.69. And maybe you put the buy order in like a long time before then, but it filled that day. Okay, I'm going to put a sell order in for 4,500 or 39.75. So you put your sell order in for 39.75, and on that, and every day it would never have hit until February 3rd. Oh, so 39.75 hit. So you come back that day and say it's already 23.70. Okay, so whatever your amount is sold, you could buy back at 60, 70% more, just like that, or however you want to do it. Just profit right then and there. And then you're putting those sellers in, and in the last couple of days they've been hitting again, and so on and so forth. So the other way of doing it is actually being there, and then having the coins there ready to go and making the sales. So those are the only two ways. So have a move like this. Is it going to be a real move? And well, it's been holding and staying above its correctionary phase for quite some time, but it hasn't been getting going until now. So that's just that coin. I don't want to spend too much on a lot of these ones here. And, I mean, this is just fair coin. I remember that for fair game. Well, same thing. Same thing. Okay. And how about? I mean, I don't know what Woo is gonna look. I mean, just some decent. What's the volatility here? This one is sick volatility. Okay, let's examine this a little further. Under 100, and it goes to over 1,000. That's, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that's over a 10x move. Didn't take long to do it. The breaks out here and just nice little move, nice little pattern of higher highs and higher lows. It's just whatever. Let's take a look at some of the big gainers now, if there is any. This is only the last hour and a half too, so I mean, well, 43% for Dat X. I can't even see it. Let me just sort it out this way. There's a few up moves that are pretty good, and this is only in the last. This resets at 8 p.m. It's been an hour and a half since these numbers reset. So there's already, but well over a dozen of these coins that I had, and I didn't add all the coins. I just added a bunch of them in. And this is what I had a long, long time ago. This is this is today and yesterday. It's been doing this continuation moves. What kind of volatility we talking? I mean, this is just crazy. 223 to 4. Okay, do your thing. How about Lamb? This is Lambda. Never heard of it. Just sick moves. This thing is well overextended now, but probably was in a major downtrend. Well below previous highs. Oh, how did I guess? Yeah. So a statement Monster statement at that. Last time it attempted any of these shenanigans of breaking it, which was August 24th, it started. It didn't succeed. This is a much better attempt. It's overextended now, but it's just starting to get overextended. This thing go up to like 838, still overextended. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me how sick these crypto markets are. Oh, what is up with this weekly pattern? This is interesting. Wow. This is showing good strength amongst the 18. This is a weekly chart. Oh my goodness, these lines. Let's see how much lines. What do we got here? High of 12,008 and a low of freaking 45. High of 10,000, low of 48. Holy shit. How about this piddly ass move? 8,052. Volatility is like, well, 8,000 subtract 52, that's like 24, 26 even. 50%. I mean, I don't mind holding a little bit on the exchange, just putting orders in. I like the setup on this. Okay, it had this move a while ago, 11 in the morning, 12 at noon. It's been congesting in there. This could easily have a little bit further decline, but I mean, if I were to ever get into something like this, we buy now, put a buy order in for like 91, maybe put another one in for there. And I might even do this. This is just getting sick, some of these moves that it's had. Again, it's going to come down to volume of the market. So let's just see how big this book really is. Or small. Okay, three different markets. Bitcoin, dollar. I'm not doing the dollar one. So it's between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Things to look for is the order book. How thick or thin is it? And let's take a look here. Why is it? Okay. This is not cooperating with me, my screen here. Okay, hopefully this will get it to work now. So this is how many zeros? 1, 2, that's 3, 5 zeros. So this is a 10,000. This is 103 Satoshi, basically. Okay. With extra, I like it better this way with extra whatever. But it seems to be like I can. If you're gonna buy it up 104, I can buy like. That's not that many. Well, to 105 even. 2,500. That's 11, 13,000. That's an okay amount, really. I mean, I wouldn't be buying more than that. So I don't think it's not small. I think I could play it. What's the Ethereum market look like? And let's still got the same lines. I figured we would have. I mean, I don't know if this is much. I can take a look back on TradingView and see what it's like. As far as the order book here, 31, 25, 26, a little worse. But yeah, I'd probably play it against the Bitcoin. But I mean, you still get the orders that come in. It's just it looks like not better than the BTC. So if I look at GNX here against the Bitcoin, okay, it's nothing much better. So I mean, I like the breakout setup, so it's not a bad day. I don't think for just to enter into it. Anyway, back to some of these other ones here. We got CVC coin. Look at the strength it showed at the 18 highs from like here. And it had a nice little excitation pretty much on the 31st. Okay, doing its thing. Getting above previous high here. This is try number 3 overall. Had this move on August the 31st of last year. Comes back down, try number 2 ending November 30th. And even within the third try, this is the second try within this try because 2 periods ago went all the way up here and came back to the 18 high. So wow. Okay, good luck CVC coin. Is that Civic coin, I guess? MX token. Decent volatility here amongst the weekly. Amazing volatility. What's the daily and forward outlook? Daily's nothing. Well, I mean, meh. I was expecting it to look better. Still, it goes from 870 to like 18. Okay, what's next? Biffy. Never heard of it. Whoa, what happened that day and how much was it? Holding so far within the 18, nothing outstandingly amazing. It's not showing strength within the highs, but staying within the 18. 300 up to close to 1400, better than a 4x move. Man, nothing more to see. Holy crap, that's something else. Few consecutive days and just every day. Every single day on this one. Okay, so it's up 329% of the week. Just doing your thing. But you know what? It was up 112 here. This 112 on this. What? That just shows you the poor logarithmic. So this is up 112 and this is up like 329, yet they look near the same size. This is up 90%. Good log scaling. And I mean that sarcastically, and I mean it's good means horrible. But wow, what a fantastic move. This has been a fantastic move here on the weekly chart for Thundercore. Having a nice little move here, consolidation side like of this previous really 2 weeks before. And now starting to look like it's breaking out. The daily chart, 4 hour, probably look fantastic, and wow, does it ever. You see on the daily here, after it had a reattempt of breaking out on the March 30th, had 2 days, today and yesterday, pretty much going sideways, and now looking to do excitation. And I figured the 4 hour would look good just based on how the weekly was looking, and the daily sure as heck did. And yeah, I mean, you have a spot where we come up and match previous high on March the 30th, and look, well, definitely now it's been a successful correction as it's had a definite major excitation escape amongst that time frame. So fantastic move for that one there. EOS, there we go. This is something that I've heard of, and usually I'm expecting all shitcoin, Joe coins, but I mean this has been getting its ass kicked big time, like a lot of other ones. 26,000 down to below 10, so 2.5x move. So continuation amongst the attempt of breaking out, the statement of the attempt. I mean, it's got a long ways to go, and it's even got a long ways to come back. It was going to have a good correction as well. So very difficult to get into this and play this at this point right now because I got no real conviction. Oh, it's going to start to break out, and you know, I want to see it successfully correct, come back a bit further, or come back and start to see it break out further, which it didn't do when it did this because it came in, then it comes into correctionary phase with no ever attempt at getting above the 18 highs. So now it's trying it again. So I would ideally like to see have this come back one way or another to the 18 and then show that it's going to come in and really get above this established high would be one of the better ways on it. Okay, what's next? EM, whatever that stands for. It's a minor. Nice little setup there in the daily. Not bad. Then this high, so you have this good correction, excitation, so retracement from this high to this low. It's done back 100%. It's microscopically had gotten above those highs. Holy crap, what's January 19th? High of 45 and a low of 1236. How do you do? Before that, a high of 4,000, low of 2,000. I mean, all you do is you just stick sell orders and you'll wait and hope and when you get it, you go, yay! Maybe you open a beer that day, or I don't know. But when you think about the mechanisms of trading, if you happen to have, I mean, whatever day you start, you just keep doing it. But if you happen to be in the market here, oh, you put your buy and sellers in. So you put a seller in for 34, maybe a seller for like whatever, and you can see your 34 seller, if, or even 4,000, anything under 4,000 with a hit. And then you come back at whatever point. Hopefully, what sucks is if you're around and you see your sell order hits at say 38, and then you buy back at like 33 or 32 on its way down. You're like, oh, I'm so happy. And yet, if you would have waited longer, you get back at like 27 or whatever. But even if you did, either way. But it means that here you get your sell order in hit. If you got this one, oh, you get your buyback. You put your order in again, and oh, okay, you get your sell order. You put your buyback order in again, and you put your order. Let's say your seller, your new buy order or sellers again were put in December 23rd, and maybe you bought some more. Maybe like, oh, leg lower at 1,500 and change. I bought a buy order. Let's put a seller for 2410 or something. Oh, your 2410 order. It got hit on January 19th, as did any other one that was below about 45, or all of them below 45, and it came back. It's just simple. That's all you do. I mean, you can have a major, you spend like little time at the game doing this stuff if you do that. Check like once a day, see what happens, nothing happens, move on. Do what you're like, just like at your typical, make it typical, that is, repetitive thing, like every night before you go to bed, or every night after dinner, or at lunchtime here, or whatever, and you can check it like once a day. In fact, sometimes you're going to wish you check it once a day because, yeah, you sell it at 42. I mean, I don't know how this person would have bought whenever they got in, but if you were there, oh, yeah, again, I bought back at 28. And mm. As far as the setup is concerned, though, within it, I mean, you got like double bottomish kind of looking here. And you know that, I mean, the love two knows, you see this happen all the times, these shenanigans. So if you're in and you get your sell orders, there's not a bad chance you're going to get those V-shaped formations, or reverse ones rather, on any given day. And a lot of times you have to wait a few days, but I mean, back in here, how often was this stuff going on? I mean, it wasn't, well, even here, you go from like 4,000 handle to, it's still a 2x, maybe a little bit of gain, but that really hasn't started these moves really since just till now. Like, really, right around December, I guess even December 15th it started. Only been three or four of them, I guess. Ant. Okay, nice setup here on the daily for it. So we'll see how it goes. Now, interesting here, if you see anything, I sorted this, like, whatever, you see me sort it. If you see something like this, or whatever, where one's doing much better, here's one, Kova. 7.1%, yet all these other ones are 2. So it was up 2% when I sorted, so it's up like 4 or 5% like most recently. So I know I go to the 1, it's going to be in a bullish market. What the heck is up with this? One of those low thin markets, yeah. If someone just bought it up like that, I don't care about those markets. Yeah, I don't care about most of those kinds. So I'm going to give up on just researching that one. I mean, I've heard of Anchor before. This one's been around for a long time. And you can even see on here how thick or thin a volume is. Not bad here for the 1 minute. One thing you want to look at is for time. You see I go from 21:35 then 21:37. That means on 21:36 for that entire 60 seconds not a single trade was made. Not the worst of things if it takes a little bit of time back like that to happen, but yeah. Here we are again. What's the volatility? 145 up to 287, down to 157, up to 270, down to 178, 282, 194. It's in a nice little trend right now. Not like it's guaranteed to stay that way, but it's almost due for having an amazing like major explosion. But as it goes, these resistance highs around 280 handle. Still hasn't held and stayed above that yet, but it's been making higher lows really well. At least it's holding 18. Let's take a look at how thin or thick this market is now. And I've done these tests before, but it's actually got high risk, which is okay, whatever. I'm going to pause this just to get this to look good again. 257, 258, 259 handle, and this is a lot of decimals on this one. 1, 2, 3. There's 8. There should be 8 for a normal amount. 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like. So 2.5 Satoshi. But again, I like the decimal points on it for how we can work on it. And then when you're looking for market trades too, you can see how often. I mean, this thing day trades pretty good. Every few. When you see these markets places where you go 10 minutes without a trade, sometimes you go 4 hours, 6 hours, or days in some of these small sites and small markets. This ain't so bad. A lot of them sell markets lately, but anyway, this is the end of the video. Got nothing more else to say. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.